It was a week of barely believable tennis, forehands that almost melted the ball, a rock-solid backhand that was targeted but sailed through with flying colors, drop shots, impossible angles, immense serving and the kind of antics that tend to accompany Kyrgios whether he's playing well, poorly or somewhere in between. Loading with Nadal standing back across the U.S. border to receive a serve, Kyrgios tried an underarm serve, which went out, yet managed to start an international incident. He lacks respect for the public, the rival and towards himself, Nadal huffed afterwards. Kyrgios gave 2/5 of you-know-what. The 23-year-old had back and forths with a hostile crowd, twirling his Yonex while waiting for an Isner thunderbolt and telling his hecklers to go catch a plane to Nadal's next event. That made him even more determined to be the last man standing. And he wasn't above a laugh after the final when Zverev had a good-natured crack at his support staff, or lack thereof. People were watching and talking and reading about tennis, so in one way Kyrgios served his purpose. He's the rarest kind of gold for a sport that struggles to generate mainstream interest outside of the 4 Grand Slams. For everyone that finds his presence on a court abhorrent, there's another that loves the kind of theater he brings to a sport that has a long history of individuals with occasionally insurgent personalities, from John McEnroe to Jimmy Connors to Goran Ivanisevic and Serena Williams. I really believe that Nick Kyrgios is fantastic for tennis. One of the only player who doesn't think twice before talking or acting. He's just being himself, like it or not. That is what tennis needs, wrote Patrick Maradiglau, who coaches Williams. Loading the victory in Mexico gave Kyrgios a welcome rankings boost after he dropped out of the top 50 following an Australian summer that he prepared for by barely hitting a ball. For Kyrgios, it has always been easy come, easy go, and his record against the elite players makes you wonder whether being unseeded is such a bad thing after all. Roger Rashid was among those quick to ponder out loud whether this may be the turning point for Kyrgios and if he could yet manifest his otherworldly talent in more regular returns on the tour and eventually, Grand Slam success. The answer is, who knows? And Kyrgios is unlikely to be giving it all such deep thought. For all the suggestions that he's a poor kid trapped in a sport he can't stand, he often looks like he's having a hell of a lot of fun traveling the world, earning a mint, winding everyone up and giving back via his NK Foundation. He likes to insinuate that he doesn't enjoy the attention, but when the spotlights are burning brightest, he entertains like a complete natural that understands he has an intrinsic magnetism that fascinates and infuriates in equal measure. He might jag a Grand Slam or 10 along the way, and all power to him if that comes to pass. Or he might simply not be engineered, physically and/or mentally, to put together 2 weeks of intense 5-set tennis, no matter the magnitude of the prize. If that's the case, then best sit back and enjoy the show from an athlete that will frustrate and electrify as long as he's playing. Kyrgios may mellow some more, but he's not changing for anyone. Even Rafa, showman, Nick Kyrgios, was at his best in Mexico. Credit.